Well, even after today's executive order, this immigration crisis is far from over. News 4 Tucson's Danelle Confair spoke to a local immigration lawyer for a look at what's next. Danelle?
Well, several politicians across the aisle are saying they're in favor of the ending of separation of families at our border. But President Trump's new executive order, it does reunite families, but it could mean the need for bigger detention facilities. Now, according to an official at the Department of Health and Human Services, it costs around $298 per resident per night to hold them in these detention centers ran by U.S. Customs and Immigration Enforcement. Right now, there's a limit to how long children can be detained with their family, but President Trump's new executive order challenges that.
Is the precursor to a challenge by the Trump administration of the Flores settlement, which says that children cannot be detained for more than 20 days in any sort of detention setting while the immigration case is ongoing.
Now, this executive order means children could potentially be detained with their families longer, and the housing costs could rise and taxpayers could pay for that. Reporting in Midtown, Danelle Confair, News 4 Tucson.
Thanks, Danelle. Well, earlier this morning, activists rallied outside Southwest Key facility. It runs 26 immigrant children shelters throughout the border region. Activists held signs protesting the immigration policy. One activist, a registered nurse, says she worries kids being held at shelters will be affected physically and emotionally later in life.
We don't really have to put these people in prison. At most, they're applying for some sort of protection from us. Shiploads of people who came from Europe in the early part of the 20th century they were processed when they got here. They were not separated from their children. The decisions were made when they got here, and they were not put in jail immediately.
Well, no word yet on what will happen to the children being held at the Tucson facility, but the problems aren't over for thousands of families torn apart.